What's up guys, welcome back to Hypixel Skyblock, and today we'll be playing more floor 7 as well as switching to another class. If you watched my last video, some of you may be confused, but I'm actually not switching to Archer, but to Tank. If you want to know how I did this, please watch the full video. If you like the type of content I make, please feel free to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to see when I upload next. And I will see you in the video. First of all, let me explain how I'm going to be tanking without gold armor. This is actually called a Necron tank and it is viable for floor 7. The only place you'll be tanking is through the first and second phase, mainly the first, but you can avoid that by using a Bonzo mask and you will be able to survive. This means that I only need a Bonzo mask and a soul whip to lure all the wither bosses, and I can clear with Necron and my Juju, which will be easier for me to clear and do secrets. I already have a Bonzo mask, so I'll be going for the soul whip. For the items I need 8 soul fragments, which is raw from Grim Reapers by Spooky Fishing. Also dropped a deep sea orb from a Phantom Fisher, which is pretty useless because the Festive Reforge is much better. Here is the loot from 2 hours of doing some spooky fishing 1 hour before and after the event. I got some lucky hooves, a vampire fang, 2 soul fragments, and a deep sea orb. Here's also something that's very lucky. I got 64 purple candies from one fat firework. Something more lucky is this, a wither shield. This is another scroll separate from my first shield, and it is also not a duplicate. I was actually doing some for 7 runs, around 7 to be exact, to get myself a wither leggings for my Necron armor, but instead I was rewarded with another scroll. I do already have Implosion and Wither Shield, which means that whenever I get a handle, I'm able to actually use it as a healing, as well as a damage as mage, because the only shield or scroll I'm missing is Shadow Warp, which just teleports you. This is before 150 runs and before I dropped a single auto recon. Besides getting one of the most important drops from 4-7, I was also able to do another spooky festival where I got 6 soul fragments. In total, you need 8 soul fragments to make the soul whip and some ectoplasm. The soul whip is used to lure all of the wither bosses into their position, which is one of the tank's jobs. At first, I was only planning to apply the Dirty Reforge, which gives attack speed, and Lethality 6, which drops the defense of any mob, but I decided to max it out because I may use it later, and maybe this was a bad idea. Speaking of bad ideas, I attended every single dark auction so I could buy a power 6 for my Juju, and it costed me 10 million coins. Even though on a actual profile, it would have been around 300,000 to apply. This will increase my damage by around 10 to 15%. Unlike the last 2 clips, here is a good idea by applying a Dwarf Turtle Helmet on my Baby Yeti, which I'm going to be using in the boss fight. Basics of being a Necron tank is to use Necron armor throughout the whole entire run. When I'm clearing, I'll be using a Skeleton Pet and Juju, and when I'm in the boss fight, I will be using my Soul Whip and Baby Yeti pet, as well as a Bonzo mask in the first phase. First phase, I'll be luring Storm into the lasers, which will pop my Bonzo mask. In the second phase, I will lure Maxor into the crushers, and after that, I will just do terminals and do damage to Necron in the last phase. Unfortunately, this is the end of the episode. If you liked the video and enjoyed what you watched, please feel free to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to see when I upload next. And I'll see you in next week's episode.